In the shadow of Minas Tirith, where the towering walls of the White City stand defiant, the forces of good and evil converge for a battle that will decide the fate of Middle-earth. The War of the Ring reaches its crescendo as Sauron's armies, led by the fearsome Witch King, clash with the defenders of Gondor and their allies. Will the courage of men, the loyalty of Rohan, and the return of a long-lost king turn the tide, or will darkness claim the world? Step into the heart of the battle of the Pelennor Fields, where heroes rise and legends are forged in fire. The forces of Mordor, vast and unrelenting, gathered on the plains of Pelennor after their victory at the Ram's Esher and the wounding of Faramir, one of Gondor's last great captains. Led by the Witch King of Angmar, tens of thousands of orcs, men from Kund, Run, and Harad, accompanied by Olipants and trolls, prepared to crush Minas Tirith. They constructed siege equipment and dug trenches, while a detachment of orcs and Easterlings fortified the northern roads, planting wooden spikes to thwart the famed Rohirrim cavalry. On March 13th, the siege began with a massive bombardment of the city's impregnable Númenórean-built outer wall, Oathram. When the barrage failed, the attackers shifted tactics, launching incendiary ammunition to set the lower city ablaze and firing the severed heads of Osgiliath's fallen to break the defenders' morale. Within the White City, Gandalf the White and Prince Imrahil rallied the defenders, inspiring them to hold fast against the overwhelming enemy. Their leadership countered the psychological assault, maintaining Gondor's resolve. Meanwhile, the Easterlings employed their Mumakil to drag siege towers closer to the walls under cover of night. The men of Gondor repelled wave after wave of attackers, destroying many siege towers, but the Great Gate, Othram's only weakness, became the focal point of the assault. Gandalf and Imrahil led a desperate defense here, facing relentless waves of orcs and Easterlings with immense casualties on both sides. Far from the city, Aragorn, having taken command of the southern Gondorian army, moved to intercept the Corsair fleet threatening Minas Tirith. Comprising archers from Blackroot Vale, infantry from Lebanon and Lamadon, and other units, his force met the Corsairs at Pelargir. The ill-disciplined pirates, distracted by looting, were caught off guard. Aragorn's troops, bolstered by the terrifying dead of Dunharrow, swiftly overwhelmed the Corsairs, liberating Pelargir. True to his word, Aragorn released the Oathbreakers before leading his newly augmented flotilla up the Anduin to relieve the besieged city. As the siege intensified, Mordor unveiled Grond, a monstrous battering ram forged in Barad-dûr, designed to shatter the Great Gate. Standing 60 feet tall and wreathed in sorcerous flame, Grond was operated by trolls and struck with devastating force. On its third blow, the gate of Gondor shattered, and the Witch King, astride his fell beast, entered the city, believing victory assured. Gandalf, mounted on Shadowfax, confronted him in the Courtyard of Kings. Their tense standoff, poised to test an ancient prophecy, was interrupted by the distant sound of horns. Rohan had arrived. King Théoden, aided by Gonburigan and the Drúdain of Dúraidan Forest, bypassed Mordor's northern defenses through hidden paths, arriving at the Ram's Esher at dawn on March 15th. Leading 6,000 Riders of Rohan, Théoden surveyed the battlefield and, undaunted, rallied his men with a stirring speech. "Arise, arise, Riders of Théoden, fell deeds awake, fire and slaughter. Spear shall be shaken, shield be splintered, a sword day, a red day ere the sun rises. The Rohirrim charged, shattering the orcs' pike formations and cutting through the enemy ranks. Théoden personally slew a Haradrim chieftain in single combat, but his triumph was cut short when the Witch King's fell beast struck, mortally wounding him. As Théoden lay dying, disguised as the rider Dunharrow, and Merry stood alone against the Witch King. Defiant, Éowyn declared, "No living man am I. You look upon a woman." She slew the fell beast with a single strike, but the Witch King shattered her shield and arm. Merry, wielding a barrow blade from Arnor, stabbed the Nazgul, weakening him. Éowyn delivered the fatal blow, fulfilling the prophecy that no man could kill the Witch King. Both collapsed, afflicted by the Nazgul's black breath, as Éomer took command, continuing the Rohirrim's devastating charge. As hope waned, the Corsair ships arrived, only to reveal Aragorn, the Grey Company, and the Southern Army, unfurling Arwen's banner. Aragorn, wielding Andúril, led a relentless assault, dividing Mordor's forces. Imrahil's Swan Knights and Éomer's Rohirrim capitalized on the chaos, isolating and annihilating enemy divisions. The orcs fled, many drowning in the Anduin, while the Easterlings fought to the last, earning grim respect. Aragorn's forces crushed the remaining resistance, ending the battle. The Battle of the Pelennor Fields left Mordor's army decimated, with the loss of the Witch King a grievous blow to Sauron. The men of the West suffered heavily, with Théoden among the fallen and fewer than 4,000 Rohirrim fit for battle. Yet, Aragorn's arrival bolstered Minas Tirith's defenses beyond their pre-siege strength. Choosing humility over claiming the crown, Aragorn focused on healing, curing Faramir and others, fulfilling the prophecy that the hands of the king are the hands of a healer. As preparations began for the final conflict of the War of the Ring, the stage was set for Middle-earth's fate to be decided.